Good afternoon. Today we're going to discuss tone and mood, and I'm going to give you a few examples of both in Edgar Allan Poe's to tell heart, and then you'll have a few questions to answer. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have a question for you to keep in mind during the discussion today. I want you to think about Poe's purpose for writing The Telltale Heart and how tone and mood help to increase the suspense of the story. Let's start with tone. This is basically the writer's attitude towards the subject of the piece, the audience, and the self. In other words, this is the way the author expresses their feelings. It's conveyed through a couple of different types of devices, such as diction, the words the author uses in his or her writing, point of view, whether it's first person, third person, and syntax, the arrangement of the words, such as whether it's rhyme, alliteration, if they have long pauses or breaks. You also want to think about the author's level of formality. Is this an informal or formal piece? For example, here's a passage from a different story. He approached the task with sheer determination. He had studied his plans carefully, spent hours preparing, and was sure of his approach. The hours he spent practicing were grueling and exhausting, but he was ready. This was the year he would win the pie eating contest at school. So here is the passage with some words in red. These words indicate the author's tone, the attitude they want you to see come across in their piece of writing. So the tone is a serious, intense, formal, and focused tone, and we know that because of these words: sheer determination, carefully spent hours, practicing, grueling, exhausting. So this lets us know the author's attitude of the piece. Here are some words that you might consider for tone when you're analyzing a piece of writing. Um, Accusatory, bitter, critical, earnest. You have an optimistic tone, somebody who thinks they're going to have a happy ending. Maybe you have sarcastic tone, sincere, solemn. Poe's tone is more of a solemn, a suspenseful tone. Mood, on the other hand, is the feeling that you get personally when you read or watch something. This is shown through dialogue, the language between the characters, the setting, where the story takes place, how the characters interact, and the plot. We talked about rising and falling action, the climax. All of those contribute to the mood, the building tension, how you're feeling when you're reading. And here are some words that might help you consider how you're feeling when you're reading a piece. Do you feel suspense, lonely, happy, angry, anxious, tense, suspicious, excited, depressed, scared, or disgusted? Think about The Lion King. How you felt when Simba was raised above the other animals, and all of the excitement, the emotions of happiness and glee, and the rays of sunshine. All of those are your mood because this is what you are experiencing. So what is the difference? Tone and mood can be confused, but tone simply is referred to the author, how the author feels towards the subject or towards something. This is the author's point of view towards their writing, the message they're trying to get across through their words. You'll know the author's tone by the words they use. And mood, this refers to, again, your feeling, the atmosphere the author creates for you to perceive the emotion, how happy you are, how sad, how angry you are when you read the writing. So now I have a few questions for you to answer. You should have already answered a few along the way. Please make sure you answer these and be prepared to discuss tomorrow. Have a good night.